Hi everyone, my name is Anton Bukov. I'm co-founder with existing tools and libraries and protocols which 1inch is working on. Study cross-chain protocol. We recently announced 1inch Fusion Plus. It's basically implementation of this protocol, but now we are writing specification for this protocol which would allow any team, any project, any company, any chain. It's even possible for non-EVM chains and for Bitcoin chains like UTXO chains and Linus. And we made it possible with atomic swaps. Atomic swaps idea was presented Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and almost every blockchain nowadays. So second of important key points is the permissionless extendability. This implementation, if they don't like our code, or they can build their own implementation for Solana, Near, Ton, Polkadot, and DApp for this as a service for other people, for yourself, for everyone. You can run it without negotiating for extendability. And third key point is how we do price discovery. We do it as Dutch auction on Bitcoin network is practically impossible, I think. So existing stack, how it is implemented on our side. I mean, if you would build your own implementation for any chain, you will need to use it with any other implementation, and you could use 1inch implementation for EVMs. Then we use 1inch Fusion as something which works on top and offer Dutch auctions on top of limit order, and Fusion Plus, which works on top of 1inch Fusion and offers escrows. Cross-chain protocols works, and how we achieve its non-custodialness is basically atomic swaps. How atomic users just provide digital signature for their limit order. Whenever resolver is happy about moving price, they feel about this escrow finality, they can deploy escrow on destination chain with assets which is like destination assets. And once user is happy about finality of destination escrow, it will be happy to release for any reason. Destination escrow will be cancelled first, and then source escrow will be cancelled. So that's like the flow it works. I also have some visualization of like ABI order static size. So it's like 8 fields. But there is a way to have extension to this order. And this extension could be provided via arguments, additional arguments, we call them args. These args, they can contain, you see in the bottom there is a like target, extension, interaction, permit, which is taker permit. So extension orders. So there is a possibility to use smart contract signature to the answer. Yeah, the extension of the order is a string which actually have those dynamic fields. Actually, making amount data, taking amount data. That's the way you could achieve dynamic prices. So limit order will have not fixed. We have those maker traits. This is like a visualization of how it's being used inside the protocol. So there are like different nonces, epoch series, expiration, and you order, and you also have like a bunch of flags. I think if you need help with any of this stuff, you could ask 1inch mentors about it. There is a bunch of people from our team here. Here you can see Matt. You can easily find him by his amazing yellow jacket. So, okay, it's strange a little bit. It's here. Yeah, whenever taker is filling the order, they also provide taker trace as an argument where they provide threshold. You could try to fill order by making amount, so specify how exactly arguments contains extension and interaction. if we talk about how exactly, what is the flow of filling order inside of limit order, this is basically smart contract, and if call is successful, is not reverting, this means that it is able to fill this order. So, for example, you could build something like, you could check oracles here, you could build like stop loss orders, whatever you could imagine. Yeah, sorry about this. Yeah, it was about taker trace, and yeah, it also have information about storage extension and interaction, about the lengths, how they're like packet into arcs. And yeah, also you can see that we somehow calculate amounts statically or dynamically. Then protocol checks predicate if it's possible to fill this order now or not. And then those 5 lines have a pre-interaction. This means that limit order protocol will call some smart contract provided bunch of arguments, and you can have arbitrary logic there. Then maker assets are being transferred to taker, and then taker interaction takes place if taker provided interaction argument. Then taker assets are being sent to maker, and then post interaction happens. So if you would wish to fill multiple orders simultaneously, it's also possible. You could use taker interaction for this. And then another order, and you can dive deep into this thing multiple times. So that's basically reentrancy. Initially, reentrancies appeared as an attack vector, but we use reentrancy to serve the protocol needs. We actually you can do this. You can mutually resolve it, or you can do whatever you want, swap rest on DEXs, on CEXs, on PMMs, whatever. And at the end, you will end up to transferring funds back to makers. So you can work with, remember those fields here. Making amount data, on the right with comments, target extra data. Making amount, you can have those methods will be called, and this extra data will be provided as an argument. Have implementation of Dutch auction, you could use the same implementation, or you could build your own implementation. So that's like if resolver taker is filling by making amount, then protocol will ask external smart contract to provide get making amount. So yeah, it's like, so it would be better, it's better to have something and not use than if you wish to have it and you don't have it. Yeah, and yeah, the most complex part, but I will explain it easily. It's like fusion. Once the source escrow is being deployed, like user places an order, then resolver, when it's ready and happy about moving price, they can fill user's order, and this protocol will make sure that funds are being delivered to an escrow, freshly created escrow. And yeah, most of the arguments of this escrow can be validated, all of the arguments, by just checking this escrow address, because we use. So yeah, whenever resolver is happy about source chain finality, it will deploy, have to monitor this. Front end will do this for user, or wallet application is doing this for user, it depends. So whenever, and this secret is something which will unlock both funds on both chains, and resolver will be incentivized to finalize these operations. If resolver will be enabled to complete operations, then resolver. So they're like incentivized to finalize, even if original resolver is not performing for any. Cancellation period starts for destination chain. Cancellation happens earlier for sure. That's how resolvers are protected from user manipulation. And then cancellation timeout will finalize both operations or cancels both operations. In the worst case, if resolver is not working on it, any other. 1 second. Oh, yeah. Here I'm finalizing the cross-chain, like fresh slides about this to explain this new concept. It's called token plugins. This is something which allows to extend functionality of the token after it was deployed, but still with the functionality only for those users who need this extension. So if you have some token, an extension to ERC20 plugins, it allows users to have multiple extensions connected to their balance. Whenever their balance updates, those plugins will be notified about changing balances. Plugins connected to this token, like delegation plugin A and delegation plugin B. This means whenever Vitalik's balance is going to change, those plugins will be notified and they can handle it, like make some computations or whatever they want to do. So you can have on-chain delegation which works, and when your balances are changing, delegations are delegation plugins and one farming plugin. So it can be incentivized and receive rewards. So farming plugin is something what gets notifications about changing user balances, and what it can do, it can just take the farming pools, like what is farming protocol? Who knows what is farming protocol, farming pools? Distributed in another assets, and these rewards are being distributed over time. Like, let's distribute 1 million of join this farming pool, they can leave this farming pool, but rewards will be computed properly for every second proportionally to every participant. So we were the guys who invented farming originally, and we implemented it as farming pools, but just steal your assets. While here, farming plugin do not have any exposure to your funds. So this way to incentivize users to participate in your tokenized protocol, risk-free, completely risk-free. So yeah, farming plugin can't steal your assets because they don't have any approved. Among all token users, this is like a wallets of different token holders. It's not like governed whatever. So among all participants, some of them can connect plugin A, and they will be in the left set. Some of them plugins, but number of plugins you can connect simultaneously is limited. It could be 5, 10, it depends on when you deploy your token, you have to decide. So here is basically, I call this slide token plugins accounting. What I wanted to say here is that each plugin is only getting information about wallets which are participating in this plugin. If some wallet is not participating, this means that they will see it as address 0. So each plugin have own accounting. Whenever you add plugin will be notified that your balance is changing to 0. This means that you will have 0 balance in this plugin. But if you will transfer to someone else, but if you are transferring to someone who do not have this plugin will be notified that you gain integrity of own balances, they can have total supply accounted, so they can totally understand how participants are getting in, getting out, and moving funds among each other. And yeah, to just how you can build a token with the extension. As many other extensions in OpenZeppelin library, it's not yet in OpenZeppelin library, but it will probably be there. We will try to push it harder. And yeah, now you can find it in GitHub 1-inch token plugins for sure. So yeah, you can inherit from ERC20 plugins if you're building some protocol where shares anything is tokenized. It makes sense to have pools. That sounds great. Or even if you already have protocol or whatever what is tokenized, but you want to add this functionality, you can make a token wrapper which is plugin enabled. So yeah, you just deploy it, and you can just, users of this token can add plugins they want to have, or plugins which you are offering them to have. So yeah, the main 3 points of those plugins is that anyone can develop any new plugin, and plugin enabled tokens will be able to use those plugins immediately. They can't prevent your tokens from being minted, burned, or transferred, whatever you are tokenizing and whatever state inside of the plugin, but transfer will be, or transfer, mint, or burn will be completed successfully, and plugin state will be corrupted. To participate in multiple plugins makes you actually like it's like a superpower. For example, if Balancer, like imagine next version of Balancer is inheriting their LP token from ERC20 plugins, that means that liquidity pool could contain like multiple different tokens, and DAOs of these tokens could, for example, wish to incentivize liquidity provision to this pool, and they can co-incentivize this permissionlessly. Like DAO A can create farming plugin, DAO B can create farming plugin, and liquidity providers can just join both plugins and farm them to build any other plugin. Plugin is basically smart contract. I think I have one more slide about what is plugin, which have delegated balances. So yeah, that's the way how you can have on-chain delegation for any reason. This could be delegation for participation in some activities, or this could be delegation for voting in DAO, or like whatever as resolver or something, and this would make sense. And we have farming plugin for sure. This could be used to incentivize anything, incentivize liquidity in protocols, incentivize collaterals in money market, incentivize debts in this token plugin. To build your own token plugin, that's the only thing you need to write. So yeah, you need to write some code inside of them. This method is called update_update inside ERC20 implementation. So plugins basically have this, like who sent which amount and where, and those parameters could be zero. If they're real, will be also zero. Or if someone else transferring you who do not have your plugin will be notified with from zero. So it's like, you know, ERC20 votes implementation from OpenZeppelin have snapshots inside of it. We can have, it can check, and if there is a requirement to make a snapshot for the past block, you could save old balance and then you will update it, and you will have snapshotted balances for some specific block, for example. And you can make this plugin to have multiple tokens connected to it, which will be like a read-only versions of snapshots. Plugin requires, okay, I need snapshot for this token, for this block number, and this means that it will immediately create new number is in the past already. So yeah, that's probably the latest slide. Yeah. Oh, such a cool AI. Two plugins which we developed, they are GitHub 1inch farming and GitHub 1inch. If you will have any questions regarding those systems, smart contracts, opportunities, yeah, I think you can know the answer.